அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். Today, acrostic speech and the next first of its kind in the speech pattern. Of course, this word acrostic is already in operations with the poems, but in the speech context, this is the first of its kind. This word, acrostic word, is pioneered by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in certain negative words into positive. But with that words, this Sailmandam is functioning, is performing its operation based on the words, what is described in the alphabets, the words described. Whatever the words we describe in English, the same words can frame into a meaningful of the words with the alphabet of the letters of the same words, letters with the same words. Unless, of course, whatever the word I describe, words I described, even the words you can say writing of regulated design systems. This has been approached with the speech manner. The speech manner in which it is being useful for everyone to listen the speech because of its kind, because of its nature, because of its usage. So whatever the words we utter, that word should promote our culture and civilization and our knowledge and human being existence. Based on this acrostic speech is being developed and promoting for having a beautiful sentence in the words what we describe. Whatever the words we describe, we can frame a certain meaningful of this word into a sentence is useful, into words, into poem is already described. Even the poem is they are describing with the only the elaborative words. But in these words we can describe whatever they say. For example, already I say about we can wide affect cumulative action networks. So the wide affect cumulative action network is we can. This is the wide effect. Whatever the human being we form and frame ourselves with the so many changes in our day-to-day life, these being we are having a wide effect with a cumulative action networks. The action whatever we have made for our life as well as for others, this is most useful for our day-to-day living. With this concept, already I described the facts. Today I'm going to say about gap. So what is the gap? So in order to link the previous session into this gap, this we in this world we are living with the darkness. So the darkness came into light with the usage of with the light years of 1350 years, million years ago, and all this. This is the usage in which we have been framing our knowledge in the academic background. So in this academic background, we in this universe is based upon our solar system. The solar system is our Earth is one of our solar system. So in this Earth only we are having all the living things as far as our knowledge existing at present. Oh, this is the academic sense, academic background. We are moving ahead. We are moving ahead in our day-to-day life. With this is what we find. This is facts. So these facts already are described of finding actual character transmission system. So this is actual character transmission system. Finding actual character transmission system. Already I described just to quote on this facts. Finding actual find in the sense favoring natural directions. The act in the sense actually carry assured uh, carrier for our transition. Assured that's act assured carrier transition. So these are the words we can frame for our understanding, regular understanding. So these characteristics, characters already. So there are so many moral concepts behind the characteristics. Every characteristic is framed upon the chromosomes. So the chromosomes, the way chromosomes already describe all this in acrostic manner. Just I describe chromosomes is just equal to character, whatever we have the character. So this is the transmission. This transmission is just a tra. This tra sound is made up of our human knowledge just to open the things. So whatever the tra sound based upon our languages into various languages. So this is the usage. Whatever these languages adapting these words. So these are the competition between our cumulative language knowledge. So the language knowledge is different. Only the usage is more important than the contradictions between among the language. This is what our Noam Chomsky, for such a linguistic persons, they are insisting upon this. Language is just to express our opinion. So in this opinion, the sign, whatever you have made, you put into the language, the expression of our knowledge. This is the basic concept you have to adapt. You have to go through with this. With this, I'm going to share my thoughts on acrostic speech. The speeches consist upon the various systems what we adapt for our day-to-day affairs. So whatever we are framing ourselves with acrostic, this is acro, this is the sound, just acronyms for various words into a meaningful understanding. So acrostic, just understanding with the same words what we use. So the whatever the words we use, we go through with the words and frame the meaningful sentence for our action. So that's what this action form, this Sailmantam is functioning for effective usage of our words. So effective usage of our knowledge, effective usage of our day-to-day life. So this is the basic in which this Sailmantam is functioning for operating our regular system of our body with the existing system of the universe. So with this, I'm going to start this. Already completed the fact. Just to go through the acrostics previous session for understanding all these facts and other words related. In this session, I am going to describe the gap. In the gap today, I'm going to describe only the generate uh, assertive producers. So generate assertive producers, whatever we have here, little knowledge, in this we have to frame, we have to do certain active works based on the generate assertive producers. This generative assertive producers, we can the gap between the previous all this whatever the knowledge we have based on the light years and other from the darkness, all this we just generate our action. This is the gap between the previous session up to this today. So from today onwards, this gap is going only based on whatever the actions we do for our livelihood. So this is the concept in which our generate word is going to concentrate today. Before that, I just explain one poem called this generate. So this generate poem. Uh, Before that, I go through this generate knowledge. Whatever the knowledge we have based on the gene, this gene is just gathering enabled natural effect. Whatever the gene we have in the form of our living things as well as the non-living things, gathering enabled natural effect. So whatever we are having with the gene formation, this gathering enabled natural effect is the most important thing for our day-to-day life. So this gene formation only is based upon whatever the actions we do, based upon the existing today, whatever we have in our body systems and the universal system. So this just a gathering of the enabled natural effectiveness based on the gene, whatever we have in our body and our existing materials and other things. So with this, just to already discussed based on this gene units. the gene, whatever the genetic changes that are described as new mutations can be either hereditary or somatic. So the gene already we described based on our all the scientists is just described as a new phenomenon. So mutations is being happened with our day-to-day life with the hereditary and somatic systems. So we the human being having fertilized egg divides each resulting cell into the growing embryo will have the mutations, and this mutations is happening with the surrounding systems. So this whatever we explained in this gathering, these are all the gatherings from the embryo systems, whatever we have. This is enabled with the cellular organisms. These nucleic acids are the building blocks of DNA. The building blocks of DNA is passing through the RNA. The RNA is the key factor to trans the message points to the various cells of our body. So this is the happenings of our universal living systems, the organisms, reproductions for our human body also. This is based upon our even our brain cell also the same function is fine. These are all coexisted with within our body systems. DNA and RNA, the message process, the what the DNA is explaining. So these are the messages in which our body tissue and our functioning of our entire body system is carried upon, is being operated with the our gene units. Oh, is already I'll describe anyhow just for our understanding for our acrostic pattern. This whatever the acrostic manner in which our sentence is being framed. The acrostic already as I described, just a framing of there's so many words joining with the same letters what is described in the words. So the human brain is operating for doing such things in our muscle cell as well as the brain cells. These are the named skeletal muscles. Whatever we are naming for our, we have named the skeletal muscles into a various form of tissues and other things. And the doctors and the recent yeah, this based on the recent happenings of our allopathic method and the previous all siddha and other things. These are all the human factors. We named certain muscles based upon our usage and the utility, and it's elongating our body cells in various occasions. Even sometimes it may fail, but based upon the results what we obtain through the various results, we are going with these massive stretches in the allopathic method as well as there's Ayurvedic and the systematic Siddha method also. So this is our body system in which our cells operation is being functioned. So with this, I am going to describe certain uh, this gene rate. The gene rate, gathering energy, natural effect, the natural what we have named is nucleotide. This nucleotide is gene rate. Whatever the uh, gene rate is, we are having this rising as on trend effectiveness. Thus, whatever we are having rising as on trend effectiveness is moving ahead. This rate, gene rate is moving. So that is just to coin this word is generate. And just to coin this gathering energy, natural effect, rising as on trend effectiveness. So whatever the trend is generate, whatever the product you use for our day-to-day formations with this just moving ahead with the generate operations. So gathering energy, natural effect. For a human being, this is nucleotide cells and all this. For other things, this is the just natural product what we have in this generate operations in the generations in the form of electricity or electronics, whatever we have, just to generate the farming method and as well as all the industrials, our day-to-day activities based on our service what we like to do. These are all the generate operations what we have to do. We have to initiate, we have to move ahead with the operations what we have, and this generate operations. Along with this, and just I'm going to uh, ex- uh, define that one poem called the generate. This generate the poem. I am going to conclude my speech on this patience. This gap, just I read out the gap poem. This poem in this with the concept of acrostic pattern, that is in Tamil we call it Andadi. In this Andadi poem is just I call it in English is the Andadi poem. So this is of course we have in it in English also, but this Andadi poem in Tamil, the same pattern I expand and record for convenience sake with the Andadi words only for understanding of our Tamil language people. So the gap what I am going to describe with this gap on method what we have generate this universe exists on its record. This is the point I start with. Universe exists on its record. This gap generate assertive produces whatever we have, that universe exists on its record. So whatever the record made on the universe just exists. Universe exists on its record. Recording existence contain evidence. Whatever the recording existence contain evidence. The evidence track information justify. So whatever the evidence, so the first two words, universe exist on its record. The recording existence contain evidence. Evidence track information justified. Justification enunciate just periodical. So these are the happenings of our universal day-to-day operations. Universe exists on its record. Recording existence contain evidence. So evidence track information justified. This is whatever the evidence we have, just to track the information and justify it. This justifications enunciate just a periodical. These are the justification in which the we will coin in our words formation with just a periodical. We name it this. These are the period in which this is going on. So just to explain the first para for the span. Universe exists on its record. Recording existence contain evidence. Evidence track information justified. Justification enunciate just periodical. These are the first para of this gap point. The second para I'm going to describe. Periodical element estimated variant. So whatever the periodical element activities, estimated variance. So whatever the variance occur, the periodical element estimated variant. Variance relating genetic code. So what are the variants in our body systems relating genetic code? So the variants relating genetic code. Coding enable coefficients of correlations. All these codings of our gene and the genetic code, this coding enable coefficients of correlations. The correlations linkage varietal in nature. So whatever we are having different kinds of nature in our body system, this correlation linkage varietal in nature system. So these are the existence of a gap. So that's what the gap is having. We are having a generation after generation. This gap of our previous generation is based upon whatever they have in their operations, in their utility, in the product, whatever they have, whatever the knowledge they produce. This is the gap from our ancestor to the present level. Even the present levels may vary after sometimes after years. So this is the gap in which we operate. This generate assertive produces. So whatever the generative assertive produces, the gap you have, just I explained the point in this manner. Universe exists on its record. Recording existence contain evidence. Evidence track information justified. Justifications enunciate just periodical. You see the sentence of this point. Universe exists on its record. So that in the next line, recording existence contain evidence. Evidence track information justified. So next line, justifications enunciate just periodical. So these are the related in which the formation of the universes, the recording evidence, what we have, the track the information justified, justification the information. So these are the periodicals in which we name the periodicals existence. So the periodical N-Levant estimated variant. So whatever the periodical N-Levant estimated, the previously whatever the people N-Levant estimated variant, the variants relating genetic code. So what are the variants relating our formation of human bodies? These variants relating to genetic code. The coding enabled coefficients of correlations within our coding system. The correlations linkage variety in nature of a human being. So this is the gap, generation gap. What we people used to say the generation gap and all this and gap already I described with the generate with this generate word. I just explained through so many. I can explain with the existing scientist geneticists with the generate. And the British geneticist R.A. Fisher mathematically demonstrate a direct correlation between the amount of genetic variations in a population and the rate of evolutionary change by natural selections. So these are the natural selections. What we speak in English, just to understand certain English for its formation. The same way, whatever we speak in Tamil, and the same way that natural selections are for a place where we live. This is actually genetic variations in which we understand along our genetic order. So we understand the Tamil words based upon we used to speak in the some Tamil words also. These are the generation. So the genetist R.A. Fisher mathematically demonstrated direct correlation between the amount of genetic variations in a population and the rate of evolutionary change by natural selections, whatever the natural selections we have. So this demonstrates natural selection is embodied in his fundamental theorem of natural selection. These are the fundamental theorem in which the natural selection is being recorded. These are the educative information based upon our genetic substances. The rate of increase in fitness of any organism at any time is equal to its genetic variations in fitness at that time. So whatever at present we have in our body systems, this is existing and based upon which the natural selections of our entire embryonic cells and cell nucleus formation, nucleotid, and all this is fit on the occasion when which where we live at present. So this is the natural selections of our body system. Even during this corona period, why we have such a variety natural disease contagious diseases. Yes, this is the natural selections of our body cell system. So this our body cell system is not cooperating with the existence of our living system. So that's what this kind of disease is affecting with the contagious manners. This pandemic alert is being uh, happening for every time in our living standard. So we have to find some alternative based upon even to during this corona period also this pandemic disease. So we have to understand little more and do certain useful things for eradicating this virus, coronavirus. With this, I stop my speech on gap. Next week, you will see this assertive method in the gap. So, in order to conclude my speech on acrostic, just I coined this based upon the words in which the general knowledge of the word system in the alphabet, what we described. So, this is more useful for our general understanding of our existing knowledge system based upon our from science to language, various languages, whatever you speak, whatever we like to do, whatever we speak in our area, we consider just in order to explain um, in English why I insist to speak on English in this session on acrostic speech is just for having yeah apt word for having little understanding at present in the universal system. So that's what I use. I used to speak only in Tamil for all the other remaining days. This day is in recording purpose for acrostic speech. Just I go through with the Andadi speech on Saturday and acrostic speech on Sunday. Just I go through this pattern of Andadi page and acrostic speech. This I conclude my speech on the word system in which we have to know, we like to know. Thank you.